So there's 3 shows this season that stand above everything that I'm watching, and this is a season that I feel like is nothing but hits as long as you filter out the BS. And the 3 shows that I think are just completely out of this world are The Ancient Magus Bride, which I knew I was going to love as I love the OVAs, Children of the Whales, this very from the New World's feeling style of a show, and then there's this wonderful little anime, Inuyashiki, that we just came here to discuss right now. And let me just start off by saying, I'm someone who doesn't necessarily get connected to fictional stories the same as other people. Like, for me to shed tears, for me to get really emotionally connected and kind of forget that I'm watching something that's fake, it's very hard for me to do. It's easier in video games because I'm in control, so it's easier for me to get lost. But in half an episode, I felt so bad for the main character. He's someone who is only 58 years old and he looks like he's someone within his 80s, and within like 12 minutes, you understand just how painful his life is, and you just want to smack everyone in this goddamn society around because of how poorly they're treating this old man. He's essentially someone who seems like he's very hard working. He's trying his best to get his family what they deserve. You know, they deserve to have a good house. They shouldn't live in apartments. And you see him bring his family, which he has, everyone looks their age, minus himself, just must be his body, he aged a little quicker than normal. And you see this giant mansion, and everyone's like, wow, Dad, you did a good job, like, for once, you finally did something we're not ashamed of you for. And then it turns out, no, their house is behind it, which the house looks fine, it's small, sure, but there's nothing ugly or horrible about the house, like, there's nothing wrong with that. And of course, they talk down to it, and then of course, the mother takes the kids to go get some food, of course leaving him behind, so he unpacks and he orders in for himself. And then you just see it kind of just slowly what his life is. Him on the train, he just is trying to rest his arm falls off, and a guy, just younger man, threatens to beat his brain in. And you just constantly feel like, I hate society so damn much, and I just feel so bad for this guy. And that's impressive, because in half an episode, they did more for me than a lot of series do in 24 episodes. And I loved his character. Immediately, I was on board. I was like, you know what? If the world just ends and only this guy is surviving, I'm okay with it, just because of how much it made me just really hate society in this anime. And his family too, but his family I can give a pass. I still think they are just horrible for what they're doing, but if you look at the boy, you know, his son, he's being bullied, his allowance money is just kind of like being stolen by bullies, so obviously he's not too popular in school. You can understand why he's a little kind of like distant from his family, because he just feels like he's worthless. Completely get that. The female, the sister, she just seems like she's trying to fit in, trying to be like a cool girl, and that's kind of how a lot of teenage girls are with their parents, are kind of distant and things like that, so I can understand there. The mother, I have no idea what her issue is. She doesn't even sleep in the same room. Like, I don't know, she just seems like the worst of the bunch. I still don't like them, but I can understand why they're acting the way they are. But where the episode takes an interesting turn, which I knew something like this was happening. I have a friend who read the manga. I didn't know the full extent of this, but essentially, he gets the confirmation that he has 3 months to live. He has stomach cancer, and essentially he doesn't end up telling his family because his family just completely ignores him, and he feels like they wouldn't even care and wouldn't even feel sad. And the only kind of comfort he has in this episode is his dog. He finds his dog in a box just thrown away, and I love how it mirrored himself, because this is why I think the dog's one of the best parts of the episode. It's nothing extraordinary. You could even say it's a little cliche, but I liked how they did it, because all throughout this episode, you're just thinking, like, he just feels so alone and abandoned, and then he sees something that reflects himself, an abandoned puppy. And he takes it with him, and when he takes him on for a little walk and he's crying because he's going to die, a UFO comes crashing down, and essentially this, like, Skeletor body comes out and infuses with the old man, essentially making his body no longer sick. He no longer has back pains. He no longer feels human in a lot of ways. His stomach cancer is gone, and I love where the episode shifts, because this is where the episode truly pissed me off, because this is the type of stuff that this kind of bullshit actually happens. Like, honestly, there are so many people who pick on homeless people because they think, oh, they're just cockroaches, they're just pieces of garbage, because they're unfortunate in their lives, just lazy people not trying to get a job. And you focus on this one homeless man who's trying to make up with, seemingly, with the woman he loves. Apparently she left him. He's trying to get a job, get back on his feet. She supposedly is going to take him back. He's sleeping on the bench, and these punk-ass kids come in to start shooting fireworks at him, setting his sleeping bag afire, setting him on fire, wanting to kill him. And with the old man coming in with his new body, comes in, targets all of them after getting his head beaten in. Like, they think they killed him, mind you. He targets all of them, knocks them all out, but then with his super, like, technology in his head, uploads their ID, their face, the video of everything that happened online, destroying their lives forever. The most satisfying thing, because sometimes you think, oh man, just kill these punk-ass kids. They're just horrible kids. But he did one step further. He knocked them out, saved the homeless man, but then took their photos, their IDs, their videotaped the whole thing, played it for the entire city to see. Because he's a superhuman alien now, he has this sort of technology, and he went from a zero to a hero so damn quick. This was amazing. I had high hopes for this episode. I loved the studio, I loved just what I heard of the synopsis for this, and this blew me away. This is phenomenal. 10 out of 10 episode, hands down. The voice acting, the pain, like this was a painfully real first half of the episode. Like it was hard to watch. I'm gonna be honest. I felt kind of depressed watching this first half, and just seeing how it ends with this, and how happy he is that he was able to save someone and feel something. I can't wait to see where he goes in the future and what he's ultimately going to do. It's just refreshing to have someone like him, just this old-looking man character, 58 years old, becoming a superhero pretty much. And I can't wait to see what they're going to do. I think visually it looked really good. There were some times where it was a little iffy, a little kind of basic, but the actual transformation of his body into the robotic side of things, and also just the facial details, were spot on. And the opening, easily favorite opening of the season. Like, sometimes Japan will do the mixture of like English and Japanese, and this was a primarily English opening, and I thought it was just catchy. I liked the lyrics. I love this opening hands down. Easily my favorite, and I don't think I'll be skipping it. I usually skip a lot of openings. I think I'll be watching this one every week. I love this first episode, dying to watch next week's and just all the episodes to come here. But let me know your thoughts. For the people who read the source material, how was this as an adaptation? Did you find it was very kind of spot on? Did they change any things? And for anime originals like myself, what did you think of this first episode? And are you like me? You felt so bad for this guy in the first half, but it was so satisfying seeing where the episode went by the end here. Let me know your thoughts. And before I leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.